This story is taken from the Bible in John chapter 11, verses 1 through 44. Mary and Martha's brother, Lazarus, became sick, so his sister sent word to Jesus, "Lord, the one you love is sick." When Jesus heard this, he announced, "This sickness will not end in death. He is sick so that God's Son may be praised." Although Jesus loved Mary, Martha, and their brother Lazarus, he stayed where he was and did not rush to them. After 2 days, he said to his disciples, "Let's go back to Judea." "But teacher," they replied, "the leaders of the Jews in that area tried to kill you, and you want to go back?" Jesus answered, "Aren't there 12 hours of light? Anyone who walks in the daytime will not fall because they have light. It is when someone walks at night that they fall, because they do not have light." He went on to add, "Our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, but I will wake him up." His disciples replied, "Lord, if he sleeps, he will get better." Jesus was talking about death, but his disciples thought he meant actual sleep. So he told them, "Lazarus is dead. And for your sake, I am glad I was not there, so that you may believe. Now, let's go to him." When they got there, Jesus found that Lazarus had already been dead for 4 days. When Martha heard that Jesus was there, she rushed out to meet him, but Mary stayed home. "Lord," Martha said to Jesus, "if you were here, my brother would not have died. But I know that even now God will give you anything you ask for." Jesus replied, "Your brother will rise again." Martha answered, "I know he will rise again in the resurrection on the last day." Jesus continued, "I am the resurrection and the life. Anyone who believes in me will live, even if they die. And whoever lives by believing in me will never die. Do you believe this?" "Yes, Lord," she replied. "I believe that you are the Messiah, the Son of God." Afterwards, she went and told Mary, "The teacher is here asking for you." Mary quickly went to him. Those that were comforting them followed her out. When Mary reached Jesus, she fell at his feet and said, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." When Jesus saw her and the people with her crying because of the death of one they loved so much, he also became sad with them. "Where have you put him?" he asked. "Come and see, Lord," they replied. And Jesus was crying too. The friends there exclaimed, "Look at how much he loved Lazarus." But some of them commented, "He opened the eyes of the blind man, so couldn't he have kept this friend of his from dying?" Jesus was still very sad when he reached the tomb. "Take away the stone," he said, referring to the stone blocking the entrance. "But Lord," Martha pleaded, "he has been dead for 4 days. By now there will be a bad smell." Jesus replied, "Didn't I tell you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God?" When they took away the stone, Jesus looked up and prayed, "Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I know that you always hear me, but I said this so that the people standing here will believe that you sent me." Then he shouted, "Lazarus, come out!" Immediately Lazarus came out with his hands, feet, and face still wrapped with strips of cloth. He was alive! Jesus instructed them, "Take off the cloth and let him go."